Yo, what up though, fellas? Back at it again with another video. Cause we improving every day. The topic for today's video is that if you want to be a leader, if you want to lead, if you want to be in the front, you cannot be weak. You cannot be weak if you want to be a leader, bro. You can't afford it. You can't afford to be weak if you want to be a leader. Why is that? Because essentially, what is a leader? At the very root of what leading is. A leader is someone who serves the people. They serve the people in the manner of taking charge, taking action, and getting things done that will better the community that they lead, the group that they lead, the team that they lead, whatever it may be. They find out how to get certain things, how to do certain things, what to do in certain situations, and they get those things done. You feel me? That's what a leader is. And if you get caught being weak as a leader, if you get caught being weak, if they smell the blood in the water, they gonna lose respect for you. Whoever is leading you, whoever you leading, they gonna lose respect for you. A leader don't get to, sit around and cry about, missed results, wrong results, negative outcomes. The leader don't get to do that. The leader don't get to point blame. The leader don't get to say, this was your fault, this was your fault. If y'all hadn't done this, we wouldn't have been in this situation. If y'all hadn't done that, we wouldn't have been in this situation. I did my part, y'all didn't do your part. A leader don't get to do that. You know what a leader has to do? A leader has to be willing to take responsibility when everything hit the fan. And the leader has to be willing to spread the love when everything is going right. Take the fire when stuff hit the fan, spread the love when stuff going right. That's what a leader has to do, them two things. The leader don't get to point blame. The leader don't get to say it's all me. When stuff is going wrong, the leader has to say, okay, I understand where we went wrong. I understand that I should have done X, Y, Z better so that you would have better understood, so that you would have better understood, so that y'all would have better understood. It's my fault for not making instructions clear, directions clear, for not explaining what the objective was, not explaining what the mission was, not explaining what we needed to accomplish, what we needed to complete. It's my fault for not doing X, Y, Z. Y'all might have made the error, but it's up to me to make sure that those errors don't happen. A leader doesn't get to say, oh, you messed up, you should have did better. You messed up, you should have did better. A leader has to say, you know what? I recognize where you went wrong. I recognize the mistake you made. We'll talk about that. We'll fix that. And I also understand that I played a part in your error because I didn't do something right. I didn't make something clear. Total responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Think about athletes. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, whichever you a fan, not a fan of. What's one thing that y'all got in common? We never saw them sitting, crying, pointing blame for losses. We never saw that. If we did, it was real little. It might have been heat in the moment, maybe in emotional game moments when the stakes are real high, when they feel with that adrenaline, they feel with emotion. Maybe we see some slight blame, but when it came to press conferences or interviews, it was always, I take responsibility. Especially I won't even say that with Michael Jordan, because personally, I don't think Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant were great leaders necessarily. That's why I'm a big LeBron fan. To me, LeBron is by far the greatest leader of the three. And I resonate with leadership, so that's why I'm a huge LeBron fan. With LeBron, when stuff is going right, when his team is winning, When they getting dub after dub after dub, when everybody is performing well, what does he do? He says we, they. He was out there getting buckets, bro. He couldn't be stopped. He was out there dishing dimes to everybody. He was giving me buckets. He was down there grabbing hella boards. It's always he, they, us. We locked them down on defense tonight. We held them to a certain amount of points. We forced them baseline. We did XYZ. We watched their weaknesses. It's never, oh, yeah, I dropped my 28, 11, and 10. I dropped my 32, 14, and 9. And we got that dub. You know, I scored hella points. I got 14 assists. So, you know, I made sure everybody got buckets. And I grabbed 9 rebounds. So I was on the boards. He don't ever say that. And what happens when they lose? It's usually I, or it's us. It's never they. It's never, you know, he just wasn't down there grabbing boards. He wasn't passing enough. He wasn't, you know, dishing enough assists. When I wasn't on the court, he wasn't, you know, playing the floor general properly. It's always we, or it's I. We didn't play defense hard enough. We didn't watch enough film. We didn't pay attention to how they play style, what kind of plays they run. We didn't pay attention to XYZ. I didn't lock down the star player tonight. I was trash in the clutch. I was missing open buckets. I was missing assists. Missing open men. He don't point the blame. And it's the same with other people, you know what I'm saying? LeBron James. It's the same with, you know, football players like Tom Brady. You know, I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan, but he's just the first person that come to mind when I think of like quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Quarterback leaders. You don't ever hear him pointing blame. You know what I'm saying? And it even comes down to families, bro. It don't matter what it is. If you want to lead anything, you in college, you want to lead an organization. You want to be the leader of the football team, basketball team, the lacrosse team, whatever. You want to have a relationship with a woman and you supposed to be the leader. You want to lead a family. You the man, you supposed to lead the family. You supposed to be the leader of the household. It's your responsibility when stuff go wrong. And you spread the love when stuff go right. You and a family, y'all hit some financial crisis. That's on you as the man, because you supposed to be the leader. And if you a good leader, you recognize that. So say y'all bear on your knuckles on some financial hard times or whatever the case may be. You know, y'all might have to foreclose on the house or something. You able to recognize, okay, I didn't do this. I didn't sit down with my wife and say, we got to stop spending money on this, and this. I didn't sit down with my kids, you know, Billy and Susie. I didn't sit them down and say, all right, you know, for a while, mommy and daddy not going to be able to, you know, buy all this kind of stuff for y'all right now. We're not going to be able to pay for all these trips right now. We got to take a break. Mommy and daddy got to save money. You didn't sit down with your kids and say that. You know, that's if they little kids. You know, if they teenagers, you don't got to talk to them like that, obviously. But, you know, you didn't sit down with your kids and tell them that. You didn't sit down with your wife and say, okay, this is how we got a budget because money is tight right now. And we can't afford to, you know, we can't afford to be going to the mall every weekend and spending, you know, $200 every week, every other week at the mall. We can't afford to be eating out 3 days a week anymore. We can't afford to, you know, do whatever the case is. And if you recognize that you didn't, you know, take that initiative, you'll have the respect of others, even if you mess up, because you took ownership. If you the leader of your team, say you the, you know, you the leader of your basketball team, captain of your basketball team, captain, leader, same thing. Even when y'all mess up, even when you mess up, even if you did your part and everybody else was trash, if you can recognize how you could have played a bigger part in helping everybody else and you acknowledge that and you make it known, you will get respect from other teammates. Your teammates will respect you because they looking at you like, okay, I know I didn't do my part. He got a triple-double this game, but the rest of us, you know, we shot 22% from the field and we lost by, you know, 19 points. But he got a triple-double and he shot 61%. But even though we didn't do our part, even though I didn't do my part, he's still saying he could have did better. He's still saying he could have helped us. He's still saying he could have sat us down and told us to do certain things that would have helped our game. He's still saying that he could have played a bigger part in rotating offenses, telling us what to do on defense, telling us when to pass the ball, what kind of plays to run. So if you want to be a leader, you can't be weak. Because what happens? What happens if a leader get weak? Something happened and then you sitting there crying because something done happened. You sitting there crying because something done happened. Or you sitting there pointing blaming everybody because you don't want to take accountability for the people you supposed to be leading. You out there pointing the blame to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? If you got a family, money getting tight, something go down, y'all got to sacrifice something for the bread. And then every day for 2 months, because y'all down on y'all knuckles, you going to bed crying every night, or you walk in the house upset every day. What's going to happen? Your wife going to lose respect for you. Your kids going to be confused because they're going to be like, why is daddy crying? Why is daddy crying? Like, what is the problem? Your wife going to be like, why is this man crying? He's supposed to be my rock. He's supposed to be solid. You the leader of your football team. Y'all lose a championship, or even worse, y'all don't make the playoffs. Y'all don't make the playoffs. And then what happened? You start crying. You walk in the locker room. You throwing your helmet. For the next couple weeks, you ain't talking. You getting everybody the silent treatment. And then when y'all first had that team discussion about what happened, you saying, wide receiver should have done this. Our O-line is trash. Y'all got to do this. I did my part. I did my part as the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even know defense, but I was watching y'all. Safeties, y'all trash. Linebackers, y'all hella slow. D-ends, y'all might be quick, but y'all don't got no power. Y'all couldn't get through nobody O-line. So then what happened? Everybody looking at you like, what's this dude problem? He's supposed to be our leader. He's supposed to be the captain. He breaking down. He getting weak. You can't be weak if you want to be a leader. Because if you want to be a leader, everything falls on you when stuff hitting the fan. And you got to be able to spread that love when stuff going right. Being a leader is being selfless to a degree. Now, obviously, this is all to an extent. If you got one person on the team or one person, whatever, in the organization, always at fault, always doing something wrong, always doing the same thing over and over. You done sat them down, you done broke down how y'all can help each other improve, how you want to run him or her, through some kind of process to help them understand what they need to be doing. Y'all done sat down and had these conversations and they keep making errors, then yeah, there's probably just something wrong with them. Then it's okay to be like, you messing up, you got to get out of here. We can't handle this no more. We can't do this no more. We done been through this 5 times. I sat you down 4 different times and said, this is what you got to do. I'm going to help you do it. I know I'm not doing my part 100%, so I'm going to help you as well. I'm going to play my part. We done this 4 times. This your 5th time messing up. You got to skate. But I'm sure y'all get it by now. To be a leader, 2 things. What's them 2 things? Take the heat and spread the love. Take the heat and spread the love. That's the 2 things you need to be a leader. Because you can't get seen being weak. We animals. We smell the blood in the water.